I just think that you have to have a certain mind to be a continuous movie watcher.
It's called autism.
You got to touch the tism.
This is a little touch. Okay, welcome to Lights, Camera, Barstool. We're going to be doing some streaming picks. No Jeff today as he is out doing Barstool Survivor, but we do have Marty Mush and Clemmer. Clemmer, obviously, someone we've had on LCB a few times. Pretty well, I would say, respected movie mind here. Not that that's a very high bar.
I guess, yeah. I don't know if I use the word respected, but yeah, I do. I do like movies.
Noted, not very often movie watcher, Marty Mush.
I mean, we got to get into the question or what he said right before we were about to press record. He's like, before we start, can we just talk about movies real quick?
What's that all about?
I just think that you have to have a certain mind to be a continuous movie watcher.
What do you mean?
I think that you all have different, watch movies different than me.
It's called autism.
You got to touch the tism.
This is a little touch.
It's like when I'm watching, I'm not like, you guys have like so many different thoughts going on in your head where like, I just think I'm in the movie.
Do you, when you watch baseball and you see like, wow, that's a cool knuckleball or something like that, or you're like, wow, that was an interesting swing. Like that's how you watch baseball. I don't watch baseball like that.
You're okay.
I've never watched baseball and been like, wow, that's an interesting grip. Oh, that's a this, that's a that. Like I just watch it as a, oh my God, home run. Like that's how I watch it.
All right.
You know? So like reverse it, and I think that's how we're kind of.
I also like bad movies though, and you guys don't. You're very disrespectful.
I don't.
You'd be surprised.
There's some bad movies I really enjoy.
You don't like any movies that are traditionally considered bad?
I shouldn't say. So I like enjoy making fun of them. I guess like from Justin to Kelly. Like when I was in my 20s, I watched that a bunch and made fun of it. But like I wouldn't call it good. I would never recommend someone watch that movie.
Sometimes you just like make it so easy to make an old joke.
That's not what I mean though. It's not. It's I'm talking about like there has to be some movies that you like and genuinely like rewatching that aren't considered.
Oh, I'm sure.
Good.
Like have you watched a movie and went online after and was like, oh, this is getting bad?
Oh, like that happens, but I don't. But I think the movie's good. I don't think the movie's bad. So like I would never say I like bad movies. I might like movies that other people think are bad, but I think they're good.
There's none where like you're cognizant that it isn't a great movie, but you just enjoy it or you have a special place for it.
I'm sure there might be very small, very few exceptions.
Like a good example is Marty's famous for loving That's My Boy from
You should stream
There's
it
too
on
many
Netflix.
people in our office that defend that movie.
It's
and
like
that's a bad movie that you can like.
No. It is the cameos in that movie.
That's not a reason to like a movie.
I love this.
I know let's lose these ties and hit some dingers. Like that's such a good line.
Classic.
And like they just are playing it like the fake Fenway Park, and it's so funny.
I have not seen this.
Rex Ryan's in it.
There are legitimately funny parts of that movie that you name none of them. Like the New Kids on the Block tattoo would be the first thing I would laugh at. That's hysterical.
You dropped your burrito, Todd. Look at the fat fuck he won. It's the strip club where the what's up, RoboCop? It's so funny.
I gotta see this.
You never seen that?
I've never seen that.
Oh, I'd love to watch it with you.
I don't know. I'm not like shocked that you haven't seen it.
You should watch it. Honestly, like I don't like the movie, like even a little bit, and I think it's fucking weird towards the end. There's a very weird little turn that they make.
An odd turn.
Little, yeah.
I like that.
You ever watch This Is Us, the show?
No, I heard of it though. I know.
I just found out that was the dad in that show.
Wait,
I've never watched that either.
Oh, This Is Us. Yeah, Milo Ventimiglia.
Yeah,
right? He's in Rocky Balboa.
Marine.
He's the Marine.
Todd?
No, he's not Todd.
Wait.
Todd's the main guy.
Oh yeah, what's his?
I forget his name.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
But yeah,
Have you ever seen the Entourage movie?
No,
fantastic.
You should watch that too.
I like Observe and
No,
Report.
I like that movie.
Like I love Observe and
I love
Report,
that movie.
but a lot of people hate it.
I walk by.
Well, there you go.
I walk by Imrata on a consistent basis because she lives down the street from me, and I'm working towards getting the courage to just stop her and be like, "Weren't you in the Entourage movie?" Like I want to pull that bit.
That stuff never happened to her too, which is very funny.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm sure someone's like asked her like, what was she in? Zoe 101, not Zoe 101. What was the Nickelodeon iCarly? She was in iCarly for a bit.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, she dated Gibby.
That was Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah,
I never watched iCarly. I don't think it. You also, I have two younger brothers, so it's not something that would be on frequently.
Yeah.
Did watch a ton of Drake and Josh though.
Hell yeah.
Fire.
Miranda Crosby.
Megan.
Miranda Crosby, right? Miranda Crosby or Cosby?
It's just
No, definitely not Cosby.
Cosgrove. There you go.
Like
Miranda
coming-
Cosby.
Being Josh, like in like a fat fuck, going and then like pressing the button in Oppenheimer's crazy.
Yeah, it's come up for him.
That's a crazy come up.
It'd be kind of funny if he went back to being fat.
Yeah,
I
became
wish he
funny
would.
again?
He was a great fat guy.
He was. The fats lost a good one.
Generational.
Yeah, he was like basically Freddie Adu.
He was the Len Bias of fat.
The Len Bias, I think, is better. Yeah, except instead of like what do they call it? A screwball? What the fuck's it called?
Yes, 8-ball.
8 ball. Yeah, instead of an
Instead of
8 ball,
it
it was like Ozempic. It's injecting Ozempic instead of an 8 ball. Okay, so we're doing our streaming picks today. And again, it's a draft sort of style, but you can pick the same. If it happens, it happens.
It's weirdly happened like 3 times already.
Yeah. And for this, for the purposes here, just give us the movie and then tell us what service it's on so that the people can go out and watch it. Randomize the order ahead of time. It's going to go Marty, then Gooch, then Clemmer, then me. So Marty, you're up first.
All right. Well, this was really tough for me. It was hard.
Oh, I know. I saw you struggling. You asked me if it's okay if I picked ones on Pluto TV. The answer to that was
Hey,
no.
Pluto TV, not bad. Not bad.
It was a hard no. And he's like, okay, what if they're on rental? I'm like, well, that's not really on streaming.
It was I'll say it quick. It's not my pick because it's not.
Yeah.
It's on Pluto TV. But I only would watch Rounders, and Rounders was always
Good
on
movie.
Round is a
Netflix.
very good movie.
One of my favorite movies, and it was on Netflix, but they just took it off. But it's on Pluto TV now.
Okay.
Round is
Good ass
fantastic.
movie.
Yeah,
Pay him his money.
Yeah,
But-
don't scratch the butt.
one of my go-to movies when I'm just like when I'm sick of looking what I want. War Dogs.
War Dogs
I love
with Miles
go.
Teller and Jonah Hill.
And
Jonah
Ana de
Hill.
Armas
His
Ana de Armas?
laugh.
in War Dogs.
I didn't
That's
know that.
his wife.
Yeah.
Miles Teller's
Oh,
wife.
okay.
It's his Jonah Hill's laugh in that is one of the worst of all time, but it's a good movie. And now
And what's it on?
Rico also stole Monies in the Crumbs from that movie, but still,
What's it on?
HBO.
So the one scene I really remember from that movie is the scene where like he tries to buy weed from the guys, and then he goes back into the trunk and gets the gun. He's like,
Yeah.
"What? I thought we were having fun." And that's what I remember being funny. But then I also remember it kind of being a functional ripoff of Lord of War with Nick Cage.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but
It's
I
like
mean,
almost the same movie.
it's just an arms dealer.
Yeah, exactly. It's an arms dealer
But he's like
with a brother.
Okay.
But he was selling bed sheets.
Is War Dogs the same story as Lord of War? Is it the same guy that they're playing? Because I know he's like a Ukrainian or something, right? That's the guy in War and
The other
Lord of
one.
War.
Yeah.
And then they called this War Dogs too. And Dan
Warmongers.
Bilzerian is in this.
Yeah,
I don't
That
remember
makes
that.
a lot of sense.
it's a great scene.
That's such a Dan
He gets
Bilzerian movie.
smoked. He gets smoked.
And
That was-
Todd Phillips banger.
Yeah, Todd Phillips. What a filmography. Hangover 1, Hangover 2, Hangover 3, War Dogs, Joker.
Joker. Yeah.
And now
That's a-
Joker, Folie à Deux, a fucking musical.
Yeah,
Hell of a resume.
I think wasn't Lord of War about they're tangentially related to somebody that was exchanged for Brittany Griner
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something, right?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm almost positive that did
Yes.
pop up on the timeline. That was like, yeah, he was a main figure in that movie.
Yeah.
Todd Phillips did like old school, right?
Yes, he
It was
did.
him.
He did
He's-
Old School too? I actually did not know that.
He remember he shows up in the movie and he's like, "I'm here for the gangbang." That's him.
No, I don't remember that part at all.
Like Luke Wilson goes away in the beginning of the movie. He goes away to a conference, comes home early, and his wife's like, "What are you doing home so
Oh,
early?"
yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy comes up and he's like, "I'm here for the bang."
Yeah,
bang."
yeah.
That's so funny.
And they go in the room. The guys are like blindfolded, walking around naked. It's a funny ass movie. All right, Gooch, you're up.
I'm going to start out and I'm going to do all Halloween kind of picks like I did last week.
Oh no. The
Hey.
same wavelength here.
I don't think I'm going to pick one of yours.
Okay.
Actually, one of them might be one of yours now that I'm looking at it. But this one, definitely not. Not a great movie, but a very enjoyable movie. A movie that I was forced to watch with a girlfriend in high school and ended up really liking it. It's Practical Magic. Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman. Just very enjoyable. It's not scary. It's not scary. If you're a pussy like me, then it'll get you in the mood for Halloween without like fucking giving you nightmares. It has a nice little romance story to it, of course. And then, witches, but not the scary kind of witches, like the hot kind of witches.
Do you agree that you're an insane person to pay to get scared?
No, dude, you go to like an amusement park?
No, I don't. I no.
Split Splash? We talked about Split
Yeah,
Splash
no,
all
I've
the time.
been there.
There
I
are
get
You get thrilled?
That's thrilled, not scared. Like pop-up
there's
scares.
certain types of horror where I'm like, that's kind of weird to be into. But I like,
Yes,
I'm like,
that's
I just don't get into that community because they love it. Like the slasher, like the really deep gore
Terrifiers.
shit. But yeah, Terrifier. If you've seen Terrifier 2 or like heard about it, like this guy peels this girl's skin off and like pours salt on it, and they
Yeah.
show you everything.
They
I'm
should
like,
all be on a
how
list.
are you getting to that? But like, if it's like just suspense and thriller, I kind of love that.
Mhm.
Like,
So Practical Magic is on what?
Hulu.
It's on
It
who?
might be on Disney Plus too.
Clemmer, you're up.
Yeah, so I picked all scary movies for Halloween, and my first one is It Follows.
Yeah, good ass
way.
movie.
Didn't you pick that last week?
I think so. Yeah.
Did you? Oh,
No. Keep it though.
It's on Netflix. Fantastic, and not a movie. I picked it only because I heard so much about it. Like other movie people I like were saying It Follows is so scary. I'm like, it's like 1 a.m. one night. I'm like, I'll put it on. I was instantly glued to my seat, instantly terrified. So scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cast you probably wouldn't recognize a lot of people from. It's a pretty bare bones movie, but it's shot in a really interesting way. It's really creative, doesn't feel cheap or low budget. And I don't know, it really stuck with me. Fantastic. Directed by David Robert Mitchell, who I don't really know anything about before or since. And I just walked away really impressed with this movie. Legitimately scary. The scariest movie I've seen in a while.
David Robert Mitchell.
That's a good name.
I mean, it sounds like a
power
Supreme
name.
Court justice.
Yeah.
Do you look up directors and like you'll like if you see one you'll like make sure you watch that?
I tried. Yeah. So like, for instance, like obviously the big names like Scorsese's movies coming out in a couple weeks. I got opening night tickets. I'm going to go see that. Obviously.
It's crazy that he knows what Riz means.
Riz?
Scorsese.
Oh, yeah.
That is nuts. That's
He's got
disgusting.
young kids, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, the story of how he has that young daughter is nuts too. Like you would think like he has like a, age inappropriate wife with, he has a 17 or 18-year-old daughter. No, his wife just had a kid when she was 51.
Oh my God,
That's
that is
crazy.
crazy.
And
Wow.
I think she has a Parkinson's diagnosis too. So this was like a 1 in a million shot to have
Wow.
the kid.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wait, was that his kid in the video?
Yeah, that's his like
I thought it
daughter.
was a
Yeah.
granddaughter.
No, that's his daughter. She was like
Oh,
an
really?
like an oopsie.
His
But, like,
eyebrows are getting out of control.
They always
It's
have
awesome.
it.
I know,
They've been
they're
like that.
getting out
It's so
of control.
adorable. They bounce when he laughs.
That's a good draft. The top 10 eyebrows.
Oh, it's him. It's
Who's the guy from
Dan Levy. Dan Levy.
Dan Levy's up
Is
there.
that the guy from American Pie?
Yep.
Yeah, that guy's.
That's
totally
Eugene
got
Levy. That's the dad.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
He's
not
got
the son.
caterpillars.
He's got yeah.
The son keeps him threaded. If you know what I mean.
Who's got the most iconic eyebrow? Cara Delevingne. She's probably up there, but they're just dark. You know what I mean?
Nah, she's got some wild ones.
Frida Kahlo with the unibrow.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
iconic.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at iconic eyebrows, and half of them are just
No,
like,
Anthony Davis.
pretty regular people. Oh, Madonna in the 80s. Yeah.
Olivia
That's
Cook.
weird.
She keeps them bleached.
Really?
A lot of pictures I saw from last year when she was doing the House of Dragon press tour. She had them bleached.
Oh, okay. Actors. I feel like I'm missing some.
Anthony
from big
Davis
guys.
like, made his personality. I don't like that.
Yeah.
No.
Where it's like, you could shape that.
Oh yeah.
Bro. Okay. It follows on Netflix for Clemmer. I got back to back. I'll start it with a movie. It'll be more of a hidden gem compared to a lot of these. It's called The Night Comes for Us. It's a Indonesian action movie that is fucking awesome. Some of the coolest hand-to-hand fights you'll ever see. It's got Iko Uwais and Joe Taslim. These are two dudes that are from like The Raid, and now like they're in Western movies too. Iko Uwais was in like Star Wars and a whole bunch more, like Mile 22. Not a great movie. He's good in it. And Joe Taslim was in like Mortal Kombat recently. Both of them, and also Joe Taslim's in stars in Warrior on Max now. They're two of the greatest martial arts actors in the world right now, and they both star in this movie. Super cool, really violent in a good way, and really cool fight sequences. And I think anyone would like it. You don't have to worry about subtitles. It's just people beating the absolute shit out of each other. So if it's a movie where you're like, oh, I don't want to have to follow along and subtitles, blah, blah, it's just people beating the shit out of each other. That's all you need.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing. And I'll back to back it with on Max, If Beale Street Could Talk. We talk about it all the time. Not Beale Street specifically, but If Beale Street Could Talk. Awesome movie that didn't get nearly enough love when it came out. Specifically the score too. Like
Didn't even get nominated, right?
the score didn't get nominated. It was Nicholas Bertel, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I fuck this up all the time, but I think it's Bertel. It's one of the most like beautiful soundtracks of all time. Didn't get a nomination. And then like fucking you go on TikTok and everyone was using the soundtrack and everything because it's so gorgeous. And then they probably give the fucking award to like Joker or something. That
That was like
they get pissed at that
what do you mean?
when
Like,
it hits later in life, not when it actually like say it kind of tanked in the box office when it came out, but like 20 years later it starts to do good. Do you think they get pissed?
Yes and no, because the fact that it finally does get recognized is a relief.
Yeah.
But then once that wave passes, I would be pissed.
I mean, you saw that Scorsese video.
Yeah.
You saw him like halfway through fucking King of Comedy gets brought up and he's like, King of Comedy 83, 84 New Year's Eve special. He said it was the flop of the year. Like apparently like every interview he does, if that movie gets brought up, he brings up the fact that it was called the flop of the year.
Yeah.
And now it's like, revered.
Yeah. It's a good ass movie. But I got to put Beale Street up there. Really beautiful movie, cool family story, sad, happy sometimes.
Beautiful
really
movie.
Good. Gorgeous movie to look
Wow.
at. Gorgeous movie.
I like that.
All right, so if Beale Street could talk on Max from Clemmer, your second pick.
Clemmer, no,
you get
Marty.
2 picks.
He did too.
Oh,
Now
sorry,
Marty's
I
up.
have it in my.
Oh wait, no, now it's Clemmer.
It is
Clever,
me.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Snake.
Did you get
Sorry.
2 picks?
You guys fucked me up. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I already
Of
get
course
two.
you did,
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a pretty. This is kind of mainstream, I guess. But if you haven't seen it, definitely should check it out, especially in October. Also on Netflix is Us.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's almost become underrated because it people obviously love Get Out. I liked Get Out a lot. I think Us is better. Now the third act of Us is rough, but the first 2 acts of Us are about as scary, about as terrifying, about as interesting as any horror movie I've ever seen. And for that, it gets a slight edge for me. I really like Get Out. Nope, to me, is a distant third of those 3
Sure.
of his movies. But I think, and it has an incredible performance by Lupita Nyong'o. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yep.
She didn't even get nominated for an Oscar. I just double checked now. It was just crazy.
She's playing 2 characters, both very different and both incredible.
Incredible performance. And like, obviously 12 Years a Slave is an amazing movie, but her part in that is pretty small. She obviously won the Oscar for that, and she's amazing in that. But I think what she does in Us is even more incredible because she carries that whole movie and she's playing 2 different parts. It's just so interesting and it's so scary and she's so good and so believable. And she's the only thing that keeps that third act together.
The scissors and
Oh
Yeah, no, we are big Lupita stockholders on this pod.
Yeah,
I'd say,
she's incredible.
we thought she should have taken over the Black Panther.
yes, absolutely should have taken
Mold.
over as Black Panther. She was so good.
She's easily the best actress in that franchise or that property. Have you
Yeah.
seen Little Monsters before?
I have not.
No Monster Sneaky Good. Another good. like,
Another
horror
great,
comedy.
Yeah.
that she's in, and she's great in it.
Josh Gad has a funny part in that too. He said something really funny. Like
Josh Gad is funny in any situation,
Yeah.
just the man himself.
he is. But I like
you
that.
guys big Gad
We've interviewed him
heads?
twice now.
Dude,
I think,
he's
haven't we?
he's very funny. Yeah,
He rubs me the wrong way. I've never met the man. I'm sure he's very nice.
very funny in interviews. Very
he
nice.
is just anytime I see him on anything, he makes me like cringe. I hate that expression's overused, but he to me is cringe.
is it the Olaf voice or
It's I can almost see the flop sweat every time he comes on the screen. I can just see him trying so hard. He's buried this guy. I know.
You're roasting
You hate
poor
him.
Josh.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. It's not that. It's just, for whatever reason, like I'm also not a big Jack Black fan.
Yeah.
And some people love Jack Black. It is for me. It's just like I just see the sweat
I feel
there.
like Jack Black is not
There's a
liked anymore.
There's
Yeah,
a
it's
recurring
gone
theme with
downhill.
the 2 people you don't like, and a lot of people
Fat
in this
musical
office are
men?
built
I'm
just like those
a
two.
big Chris Farley fan.
How do you feel
That's
about-
what you're
How do you feel about Jersey Jerry?
big?
He doesn't like fat music men. I think that's just your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, maybe that might be the music element. I guess
How about,
there's got to be no. John Belushi's great.
How did you feel about Meatloaf?
Meatloaf. I like Meatloaf a lot. My dad loved Meatloaf. That was like that. What is the album?
Cheeseburger in Paradise?
No, that's Jimmy Buffett. Meatloaf
Oh, yeah.
is
You're just
bad at hell.
naming meat.
Because his name is Meatloaf.
Yeah. he was good in Fight Club.
Hot Dog in Hell?
No, it's bad at hell.
Bad Out of Hell. That's it. Yeah.
That's a good album. And he's very good in Fight Club.
What's the one where it's him and the girl singing back and forth and doing?
That's Paradise by the Dashboard Lights on
See,
Bad Out
that
of Hell.
was the Paradise I was looking for. Paradise by Dashboard Lights. That's a good ass song.
It's a very good song.
Yeah,
Phil
good
Rizzuto, a little cameo in there.
Phil Rizzuto?
Yeah, he does the play-by-play at the end when the guy's going to score.
Okay. So Us from Clemmer on Netflix. Scooch, you rack up.
All right, back to spooky season. This movie, and I'm actually looking at it now. I did not realize it had a longer title than what I thought.
Boy.
It's The Interview with a Vampire. There's a second part to the
Just Interview with the Vampire I'm putting, by the way.
yeah, The Vampire Chronicles.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just Interview. with
I
the
did not
Vampire.
know that there's a second part to that title.
Yeah.
But
I think
Interview with a Vampire, I think Clemmer was on last time I talked about this movie. Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning?
No, Kirsten Dunst.
No,
Kirsten Dunst. I was thinking child actresses.
Antonio Banderas.
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking what's his face from Mr. Robot? Christian Slater.
Christian Slater, yeah.
That was supposed to be River Phoenix.
That was?
Yep.
He was already he was gonna go to do that shoot the next week,
Oof.
and he died.
He
and then
died.
they immediately had to scramble to get Christian Slater in there.
You know Joaquin Phoenix? Heard the name before?
Yeah, I
Played
heard
Joker. couple other.
Oh
characters.
yeah.
He had a brother.
If I saw his face.
Yeah, he had a brother who was very like also an actor, very very good, and he died of a drug overdose in the 90s. The Viper Room.
Right, it was Johnny Depp's club.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Do you know? Ever seen the movie Stand By Me?
No.
Oh, okay. That's probably most famous role.
You can probably say, "Have you seen this?" I haven't seen it, and I wish I have. Like, I'm actually like.
I think you'd like Stand By Me a lot.
I think
would.
I'd
It's
like
a good
a lot of
movie.
these movies. I just
Stand By Me, I think you'd really like.
Like Titanic was like I saw the first time this year.
Yeah,
What'd you
That's
think?
a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out
Makes
Stand By
sense.
Me. Do different because it's about
Stand
4
By
young
Me.
like kids that like they're all boys, they're all hanging out.
You should show me some of your good movies, and
For
you
kids.
have
Yeah.
to watch some of my bad movies.
Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland's in that. Yeah,
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a teenage like dirtbag.
he's
kid.
he's like a bully, like a
Yeah.
mean, scary bully.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah, Interview with the Vampire. Check it out.
It's on.
Gooch,
It's
I'm gonna tell you
on-
something.
It's on Hulu.
I don't trust a movie with a colon in it.
To be honest, it's not the worst take. There's
I feel
good
like
ones
the
out there.
ratio of good to bad with colons.
Yeah, like
I think
once you
Marty's the
start
right track.
extending, I will agree. Like I think the longer your title gets, it gets kind of like we're in shaky
Dicey.
waters here.
You can't say vampire twice too.
Yeah. What was the one last year? The Inarino movie, Bardo, or A False
Oh,
Chronicle of Truths, and it was
Yeah,
so
that was
fucking
a
I
bad
hated that
movie.
movie so much.
In your 2 or whatever. Ooh,
Yeah.
that was a tough one. Interview
Uh,
Vampire is good though. That's Tom Cruise is one of his best.
Yeah, I
movies.
mean, we brought it up. Vampires are just not
Interesting,
scary. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. We talked about scary monsters. We tiered them, and Dracula came up, and we're like, Dracula's just not scary, but he is interesting.
Mhm.
And this kind of
Yeah.
plays to that. Like
Yeah.
vampires can be very interesting. Like that whole, like the mythos behind them, the lore, and like the way they work in the
That's
world.
really true. They're supposed to be scary, but they're not.
They're
It's
not.
just like you kind of want to see them suck someone's blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Kind of rooting for him.
Yeah.
all
Well,
the
they're,
time.
they're supposed to be charismatic,
Yeah.
so like just kind of, but like it is one of the more interesting roles. Tom Cruise doesn't play a villain very
I think
often.
it's like a top
Yeah.
5 performance from him. It's
I would
great.
have Born on the 4th of July up there.
Rain Man.
Yeah.
I would have Rain Man up there, but I would have this in there, and I would also have out of his other 2.
I think you can just put Mission Impossible all together, like Ethan Hunt.
Yeah, as one character, Ethan Hunt.
Is he doing that great of acting though?
I think he's great.
I mean, I love those movies.
I think
He
he
has
gets
some good
better.
serious moments and some good drama in there.
See, I think he's quite good in Vanilla Sky. I think he's very good in Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, really good Eyes Wide Shut.
He's so aloof and so weird. It kind of works with those movies because movies are aloof and cold and weird.
Yeah.
Magnolia.
That has to be in his top 5. He's
There we go.
fantastic
He's right.
in Magnolia.
No matter how you feel about Magnolia,
I
he's crazy.
think Magnolia is quite good, and he is amazing.
Tropic Thunder is up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but so limited.
he's funny. Yeah,
Few Good Men.
Few Good Men. Although is he the reason?
He's not the reason that movie's good. I would say
He's
Jack
very
Nicholson
good.
is better than him in that. but-
Tropic Thunder was the blackface movie, right?
Yes, it was.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Here's the
Oscar
thing.
nominated.
Oscar nominated
That's
that movie.
crazy that I got through.
It is crazy, but at the same time, it's one of those things where like the whole bit of him doing blackface was making fun of how actors would be so up their own ass that they would be dumb enough to do that.
Yeah.
So, and, like,
that's
he-
why I got away.
And he got the
with it.
pass from black actors too
Yeah.
ahead of time. To be
Yeah.
fair, like he was like, "Is this guy okay with you guys?" And they're like, Jamie Foxx, I think, was like, "Yep, that's all right." You ever hear Jamie Foxx's impression of Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
It's one of the best I've ever heard. It's
Just
incredible.
go if you're ever bored one day, get on YouTube and just look up Jamie Foxx impressions. He's
Jeez.
like one of the
Jimmy
best
Fox can do
impressionists
everything.
in the
Everyone.
Everything.
It is.
It is.
unreal.
It's, like I said, his career has been very successful. Don't get me wrong. I almost feel like we haven't gotten enough of him because he's so great.
He's like a Michelangelo.
Because he almost doesn't have to do anything anymore. He's like such a.
He does
everywhere.
fucking 5,000 ads for like Caesar's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
gonna
a
say.
lot-
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying. He just gets
commercials.
ads for. He's okay now, right?
I guess he's been okay. It sounded like it was touch and go for a
Yeah.
while.
Oh, with that stuff.
The
Yeah, yeah. I
stroke,
heard he was
whatever,
better
whatever
now.
he had. Yeah.
But Interview with the Vampire on Hulu for Gooch. Marty, you have back-to-back picks.
Listen, this is a recent movie that came out, and I truly I've watched it now. I think about 3 to 4 times, and I love it. And I've been really into Bobby Flay lately.
Chef?
Nope,
Entourage.
the Menu.
The men. You
I
watched
haven't
the
seen
menu
this
3 or
yet.
4
Is this
times?
good?
I fucking
People like this.
love.
You haven't seen it yet?
I haven't
The
seen
Menu.
it. I know.
Some people didn't like it.
Huge.
I found it to be very interesting. Of like all I like movies with a different each party had a different story going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At that and there, and it was just like interesting where the chef came in and all that. I loved that movie, and I've watched it several times. I'm still like, fuck, it kind of has a great. I like the ending too. I really like
It's a good ending.
What's that on?
HBO.
Yeah.
I gotta watch
That,
that.
Have you watched Succession?
Yes.
All right, same director from Succession, Mark
Yeah.
Malloy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We should also get you watching more.
That makes sense. It kind of
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Thematically, he has some opinions about rich people.
Yep.
You can't
he
tell.
fucking hates-
We should get you watching some more Ray Fiennes movies, like Schindler's List. He's great in Schindler's List.
haven't
Ray
seen
Fiennes.
that.
He was Voldemort.
In
The
Bruges,
chef.
baby.
In Bruges, amazing.
Okay.
We'll get you on some more Ray Fiennes stuff. He's a good ass actor. I was just talking about In Bruges to somebody because it's on streaming. So I was Trent. Trent had seen it for the first time. In Bruges is my favorite movies.
object.
Such a good movie. Your next and last pick.
A lot of people didn't like this one either. Well, I was going to put the other guys on here, but that's just my favorite movie of all time. It's
a great movie.
How's Your Wife? She's Dead. Attaboy.
Yep.
But this one, people didn't like it. There was a lot of controversy when it all came out. Don't Worry, Darling.
Wow.
I enjoyed the shit out of that movie. I think it was such a
Rhea has poisoned your fucking brain.
Yeah, you got Harry Styles
Damn
poisoning.
it.
I avoided this movie like the plague because I got such bad
Bro,
reviews. Is this good?
I don't know why, because I came out of that too, and I was like, oh, I thought it was good, but I like to that's a beautiful movie to watch.
There's a lot of good cinematography.
There's a lot of good,
gorgeous.
cool,
Yeah.
Like I just like when a lot of things surprise me, and I like when I'm really surprised in a movie. It was good.
How about what do you think about the Harry Styles dance scene where he just does the flip thing 500 times?
That was odd.
Chris Pine's going, dance, boy, dance.
It
He's
was
like,
odd, but I didn't think Harry Styles was bad in it.
I don't think anyone was good in it. Is the problem?
No, I agree. I don't think it was. I don't think so either. This is bugging me right now. But what's the movie with Steve Carell?
Foxcatcher?
And it's like a romantic.
No.
I don't know what the fuck you just.
Is he a doll?
No. It's a romantic comedy.
Okay.
Crazy Stupid Love?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah,
Fucking love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
it's a good movie.
Fucking
That's a fantastic movie.
Steve Lindhagen.
Yeah, I like these new little whacked movies.
Don't worry, dog. We were not fans of.
It just felt like
No,
it was.
a lot of people weren't.
It felt like he needed like 3 more go-overs in like the editing room and like the
Yeah.
script. Like there was something there. Like I did like the premise and the sci-fi elements and like was shot well, big sets, expensive ass movie, good cast,
sexy people.
but like the twist just did not work for me. Sorry. The twist just did not work for me. And then like the ending, I did not like the
Ending
ending.
was a little wild.
Yeah.
But I actually liked that you said that. They had a good idea.
Yes.
I don't
There was
think they
definitely an idea
executed it
there, yeah.
completely. But people fucking hated this.
To me, it felt like I remember when I said this as much when we had seen it. I was just like, this movie feels like they thought when they wrapped this movie, this is so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is such a smart movie. They're going to be blown away by how smart we are, and it just wasn't. And that pissed me off. I felt like I was being like patronized by this movie. I feel like they were personally attacking all of us.
Yeah.
Although I guess it doesn't make it personally. It's every single person, but still.
No, it feels that way though. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking
But
about.
also there was so much drama with the movie, so it was
That's
like,
true.
Some people went
Yeah.
into it the negative connotation.
No
as well,
question
and
about
it's
it.
Like,
Yeah, I had a really weird buzz around it.
Yeah, bad buzz.
Yeah.
All bad buzz.
the spit thing, everything.
The spit thing was funny. I still think he did
It
it.
was awesome.
It was
Very
just so
strange.
hilarious.
It's awesome.
Gooch, you're up.
Last pick. This is the classic that I thought Clemmer might have. We'll find out. Young Frankenstein.
No,
Great
I have a
movie.
different classic.
Frankenstein.
Well, look at these.
Yeah, Gene
knockers.
Wilder. I mean, you really can't go wrong here. What's her face? Cloris.
Leachman.
Yeah, just passed away last year. R.I.P. Just a classic. A lot of comedies, old comedies, do not hold up well. At least in my experience, my dad will show me stuff from the 70s and 80s, and I'll be like, this just is not funny. This holds up. This holds up as well as it can. Very, very funny. Also Halloween themed, obviously. Frankenstein. Fun little twist, and actually, just it does cool stuff, like artistically, from like an art standpoint, like the black and white, like it looks great.
Ray Romano's dad is Frankenstein.
Yeah, Peter Boyle. Yeah,
Peter Boyle.
And he's also a Taxi Driver. He was actually a pretty important character actor in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's a really I can use his word, but it's a really important movie, Young Frankenstein, because it did kind of like change comedy, kind of how we look at comedy, satire, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a very revolutionary movie.
What's it called? Marty Feldman.
Yes.
Very funny in that.
Yep.
A lot of good characters, a lot of good actors. Very just so many historical lines in that too. I kind of roll in the hay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein. That is
Madeline
on.
Kahn's in that too. She's so
Yes,
good, and
Madeline Kahn's amazing.
she died
in that.
young. She died in her late 50s, I believe. Her last thing was on that Cosby Show, not the Cosby Show, but the Cosby he's like a sitcom for CBS after the Cosby Show,
Yeah.
and she died shooting that. But she was a very talented actress.
Was it related? Or?
Was it?
related to Cosby,
Was she related to Cosby?
or was it related to?
Was it
Cosby?
related to Cosby? I don't think so. I don't think it was cancer, but who you never know with him.
Young Frankenstein is on
Max.
Max. That was his last pick. Clemmer, your last pick.
Mine's also a classic from the 70s, 1978. In fact, it's on Amazon Prime. It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh yeah.
This is the one with Donald Sutherland, Leonard Nimoy, a very young Jeff Goldblum. This movie absolutely holds up. It deals with
Creepy as hell.
themes of paranoia, themes of who can you trust? What is the quote unquote greater good? It also doesn't have a lot of effects in it, so it does hold up. It's not like like it's some cheesy stuff. The terror, all the stuff is all universal themes that haven't gotten away yet. I don't believe. I think the movie holds up. I think it's so scary. It is a must watch. Check out Invasion of Body Snatchers.
That's a great pick. One of the scariest and one of the funniest, I think, pop culture moments that got reused a lot in other things that I've seen. The Donald Sutherland point. There's the noise and everything like that.
What's it called?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
That's me and my boys hitting Tao on a Saturday night.
I was like, he's heard of that. I know he's heard of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Loved the movie when he first said it.
Oh, doctor.
You know what? I'm going to make this about myself.
Yeah.
I want you all to give me a recommendation to watch a movie.
For what? Okay.
Just like a classic. I don't want like no scary.
Have you seen Everybody Wants Some?
Never heard of it.
You'll love it. You played college baseball, right? You'll love it.
Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah, it's about like a college freshman arriving on a Texas campus, like his first week. He's living with his teammates, all baseball players, and it just runs through the whole week. Him going to different parties, chasing this girl. It's awesome. Glenn Powell's in it. Zoe Deutsch. Wyatt Russell.
People you'll know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You?
I'll give you the one I was about to recommend because I do love this movie and I think it's one you could definitely get behind. I'll get Sicario's on Prime. Sicario is one of my favorite movies. I know you weren't
not a huge fan. It's okay.
Sicario, it's like a movie about sort of like FBI drug combating the drug trade in Sinaloa and in Juarez, and it's Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, a whole bunch of other great actors involved, like Daniel Kaluuya as a supporting role.
Did you see that picture someone posted of Sicario like a month ago? Someone posted a picture. It was like from them, like when they're eating at that restaurant, Daniel Kaluuya and Emily Blunt, but they like heightened the effects and made it look like a rom-com because they're like smiling at each other.
I have seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They gave it like no context, so everyone's like, "What is this movie?" Like people who haven't seen Sicario, they're like, "What is this? Looks fun. Looks nice."
Nope, not fun or nice. Nope, very cool, very dark movie. It's by Denis Villeneuve. You've heard of like Dune when it came out, right?
Yeah.
Same guy who did Dune, a bunch of other really good movies. I'd recommend anything Denis Villeneuve to you. But Sicario is an awesome movie. Crazy gunfights, really good tension. The border crossing scene is still like one of my favorite scenes.
Very good scene. Yeah,
like I can't even tell you how many years. Awesome sequence. Part of the Frontier trilogy from Taylor Sheridan. Did Hell or High Water, Sicario, and that really does look like a rom-com. Damn,
it does. Yeah,
and, did Hell or High Water, Sicario, and Wind River. You seen Wind River?
Nope.
Might say even Wind River instead of Sicario. It's a simpler thing to understand.
Hell or High Water, I think he'd like that too.
Hell or High Water is, I think, a little. There's layers to that.
Have you ever watched Yellowstone?
No.
It's the same guy who wrote Yellowstone, but before he started making
people love that
soap opera, country TV, he did make very good movies.
I would say Sicario and then Wind River. The same
Wind
guy
River's
wrote both very, very good movies. So Sicario on Prime. And what was one of you have to give a classic movie?
Have you seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Nope.
Steve Martin and John Candy.
Classic Thanksgiving movie.
You would love it.
Yeah.
You would just be rolling on the floor laughing. It's right up your alley. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I watch it every Thanksgiving. It's just a nice movie that's very funny and it holds up so well.
Does hold up.
John Candy, Steve Martin.
I like. I'm gonna watch all those. I like drug movies.
You like
drug movies? Yeah.
Oh
yeah. I like. You know the show Power.
Yes.
Fuck.
You're gonna love Sicario.
Definitely Sicario. Then if that's the case. Yeah.
Wait, which what's the one with the white guy? Is it Power Book? The show.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I always see commercials for it. I'm like, what the fuck
Mac
is this?
Power
of that's Tommy. That's the Power Book of Tommy.
Is that related to?
Yeah, it's like a spin-off of Power.
Oh, okay.
There's a spin-off of Tyreek as well. I watch all.
I thought that was Gary Owen when I first saw him. Do you know Gary Owen?
Yeah, he looks exactly like him. Yeah,
and
I
the
thought
fact
it was
that
him too.
Gary Owen, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know why black people love him so much. I don't get it. And he's not funny.
No,
he's
at all.
Not even a little bit. Okay, so our picks are, Marty, you have War Dogs, The Menu, Don't Worry Darling. Gooch, you have Practical Magic. Interview the Vampire and Young Frankenstein. Clemmer, you have It Follows, Us, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I have The Night Comes for Us, If Beale Street Could Talk, and Sicario. All great picks. I highly recommend watching any of these. These are all great movies.
You got to watch them.
Well,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm
agree.
kind of
We're
surprised you
going
haven't
on
seen
it.
it.
I know
to
it.
be
No,
honest.
it's not for any reason, just a blind spot.
Yeah.
But I recommend going to watch any of those. But until then, we'll see you next week with some new recommendations.